I can get PJ's title right. Did I get it right, PJ? Executive Director of City Center Jamboree? Is that the title?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Nice
sir.
job, Lou.
First of all, when are we going dancing?
What?
Oh, whenever you would like, my friend. Arthur Murray Dance Studios, right on Main Street. So let's check that out.
By the way, I highly endorse
I know
Arthur
you.
Murray.
I know you do. We're having PJ on for the same reason we had Megan Can on earlier to talk about the proposed off-track betting facility that would be in the Two Steps location. PJ, I have heard that you are for it. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm on behalf of the board of directors who I report to and represent the property owners in downtown. Yeah, we voted last week at our monthly board meeting to in favor unanimously of this accessory use, which is paired mutual betting at Two Steps Downtown Grill. I know you guys were chatting earlier about some of the details about it. The individual who said that's up on the second floor, they're correct with that. So the place where you would place bets on horse racing, highlight, and greyhounds would be on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
The company Sport Tech, who is the partner in this project, they are doing a soup to nuts renovation upwards to $750,000 to Two Steps. So a complete overhaul of the building will take place, and an elevator will be installed in that in the corner location.
Okay, so you can educate us then. So I don't understand any of this process, and I'm sure that doesn't come as a shock to anybody. What has to happen for this to happen, or is it already a done deal?
Sure. So the OTB use is a legal use in the state of Connecticut. I think that's where some people are getting hung up as to whether or not the city of Danbury is approving this use as a legal use in terms of if it can happen. The state mandates that. What the city of Danbury is doing is it's going to the zoning commission right now to see if this is the zoning commission approves this use as an accessory to a restaurant. So that's really what the debate is right now. There's an agreement with Two Steps in place as the location, but really the process is there's been two public hearings, as you guys alluded to, very spirited, very lengthy debates. Upwards to 4 hours for both public hearings. Yeah, it's been an interesting time. So if it's then approved, it goes to the city council of Danbury. That's when they approve the actual location of the use.
Okay, so let's go back just a second. So first the zoning board, then the city council. Those are the last two obstacles, and then we'd be going through with this, right?
Correct.
All right, let's go back to the public hearings because I've heard rumors. The first one I heard was just bonkers, right? And would you categorize it as bonkers?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, like I said, a lively debate on both sides.
Was there swearing?
No, there was not any swearing. Everyone was, for the most part, well behaved.
Did anyone whip out a breast for any reason?
No.
What the hell's wrong with you?
They did not.
Now let me ask you this, because this got me pissed off just in local politics in general. So I was going back and forth with Megan yesterday via text, and I come to find out the hearing was scheduled for 7:30. By 8:30, they still haven't gotten to the OTB thing. There were two items on the docket ahead of it. How is that possible that there are two items so pressing that they're ahead of this? Actually,
there were three items that were so pressing, and one of them, my friend Lou Milano, is a change in zoning amendment to allow for a brewery to come into the city of Danbury. So I think is a very pressing issue.
Then fine, by all means. By all means.
In terms of processes go, again, this was a continued public hearing.
Yeah.
So what they had to do is the three new public hearings by state statute had to go first. So there was no intent and conscious decision made.
Are you sure? Because I was if this thing was at 4:30, I was coming down with a video camera and a lot of questions, a lot of dumb ones.
Go ahead. Why are you for this?
I do believe that this is going to be a positive gain here for downtown Danbury. I mean, the charge of city centers and a board of commissioners and my role as executive director is try and find unique destinations and uses that will attract a range of individuals to the downtown. So, we're working on trying to get that boutique movie theater, that Irish pub to open up.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is going to be a sports bar to end all sports bar as well. So when you're, fighting with Eric about whether or not you want to, buy the NFL package to watch your Raiders, you don't have to do that. You can come down to Two Steps Downtown Grill, and they'll have any game on, any NFL game, any soccer game, Highlight, which I know, Lou, you're really into.
Big time.
Love the Highlight.
So, I mean, that's really what we're looking at here is we're looking at an investment of $750,000 to really add a injection of energy and life into the Ives district.
He listens far too close.
Yeah, you do. I got to say, this is so interesting to me. I hope it's interesting to other people because it's like an age-old question. Many towns and cities across the country have dealt with this over the years, gambling or no gambling. But what's particularly interesting about this one is all the players involved know each other. And I guess that's probably true of many small cities. They all know each other, and I know you all get along and respect each other, but there is a division here.
Oh, there's no question that there's a division. And I know many of the people who have who went up and spoke personally. Longtime friends with them, went to school with them, played sports, and really this is what sort of makes our community work is this lively debate. There's been a great opportunity for people to speak both publicly and also submit stuff into the record. But again, this is sort of part of the process, and we respect everyone's opinions. It's tough to sort of argue morally when someone says I'm morally opposed to it. That's fine, but. Right. The facts of the issues here is that the use of gambling is permitted and legal in the state of Connecticut, and so the city just has to go through the process as to whether or not it's an approved accessory use.
We're talking about the proposed OTB in Danbury. Can you understand why some of your detractors, and many whom I've talked to, who do not want to go on record for reasons that I think are obvious to a lot of people, but some of them have. Their businesses would fit under a category where they have to talk to a zoning board or they have to go through this process. And they didn't have, some of the people I've talked to didn't have such an easy time, found it to be a lot of red tape and very annoying and a lot of obstacles. And they are saying that this seems to be like it's being fast-tracked.
No, I mean, they've been in conversations with the city, I think, for almost, 3 to 4 years in terms of trying to find both a location and the text amendment in terms of how they're going about this. And like I said, they've now are on 2 5-hour public hearings. I can't recall a time when there's been this much debate, both publicly and sort of internally within City Hall about how to go about this process. So that's one of the frustrating things I've been hearing is some folks are saying this has not been above board. It's actually quite the contrary. It's had the most coverage of probably any zoning amendment in recent memory for the city of Danbury. So, yeah. Like I said, I think it's a very vetted and on the up process, if you will.
There you go, PJ Prunty, executive director of City Center Danbury. Excuse me. We appreciate your time. We got to get together for some platanos, my friend.
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, PJ.
Gentlemen, thanks. Take care.
Went through the proper channels to get him.
Yeah.
I just shouted him out on the air. PJ, call me. I lost your number. I smashed my phone 8 months ago.